This is the continuing story of Peyton Place. Starring Dorothy Malone as Constance Mackenzie, Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi, Mia Farrow as Allison Mackenzie, Ryan O'Neal as Rodney Harrington, Barbara Parkins as Betty Anderson, Tim O'Connor as Elliot Carson, Christopher Connelly as Norman Harrington.
Peyton Place bears a proud name. Yet this small New England town has not had a resident named Peyton in many years. The only person living to carry the name Peyton lives in Boston, a 2-hour drive from the town. Today, Martin Peyton has summoned the attorney Stephen Cord, the defense counsel for his grandson Rodney Harrington. It is a command appearance.
You did all the cross-examining at the hearing. Why?
It wasn't planned that way, it just happened.
Did you have any plan at all?
If you have any objections to the defense at the hearing, Mr. Peyton, I'd like to point out to you...
There are a lot of things I want you to point out, Stephen. You may begin with, why were you unprepared for Stella Charnock's testimony?
We asked for a list of witnesses. The district attorney refused. There was no legal way of obtaining them.
Is it illegal to be observant? You should have camped on Fowler's doorstep. Watched everyone he talked to. Figured out why.
We had our own case to prepare.
Where was it? If there's anything criminal in this case so far, it's the handling of the defense. Hurry up, Hannah, my pills. Now, leave us. You're nervous, Stephen.
I didn't know it showed.
It doesn't. It's a simple matter of deduction. The sort of deduction that was conspicuously lacking in Ted Dowell's appraisal of Fowler's case.
Well, Mr. Dowell spent a great deal of time.
And an ox plows the field. Mr. Cord, you don't know what they were saying, do you, Kim? Miss Schuster? No. At this point, Mr. Cord turned away from Miss Schuster, consulted his notes, raised one hand over his head as if holding an imaginary object, and keeping his back to the witness, quoted from their testimony. I don't need this. Mr. Cord then pretended to hurl the imaginary object. Then he turned back to the witness. Mr. Cord, what did I say, Kim? The witness said, I don't know. Mr. Cord, what did I do? Miss Schuster threw something away. Very theatrical, Stephen, but what did it prove?
I was trying to establish that a deaf child could easily have misinterpreted what she saw.
Didn't you consider the effect of that line of questioning on a child already disturbed?
We can't afford to.
Was it Dowell's idea or yours?
It was mine.
Part of your plan.
It's difficult to plan your cross-examination. It depends on the direct. You have to improvise.
And that's why you had to do it all.
I don't know what you want me to say, Mr. Peyton. But I'm sure Mr. Dowell could have handled it competently.
But he didn't. You don't have to defend him to me, Stephen. Save that for my grandson. He needs it. I remember the look you used to have in your eyes when Rodney got a new suit of clothes or a new bicycle. Do you still hate him?
I don't know.
There's a lot more at stake now than a new bicycle, isn't there, Stephen?
A lot more.
His life.
Yes, and I believe he's innocent.
Why? Couldn't he be lying?
He's not. But Stella Charnock is.
What are you going to do about it?
Mr. Dowell and I are going to do everything we can.
I said, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it?
Start camping on doorsteps.
You're going to do a lot more than that, Stephen. You're going to break down doors. Stella Charnock. By the time of the trial, you'll know more about Stella Charnock than she knows about herself. what she wants, what she needs, where she goes, who she sees, what can hurt her. I want Stella Chernak destroyed.
Yes, all right. Thank you.
Betty? Hi, can I take these back to Allison?
Well, come on, let's see if anyone's with her.
Her room's so bare. I know she won't know she's got them. Well, I guess they're for me.
Does it matter?
I saw you in court today.
I wanted to be there.
Thank you.
No, it's so wrong. I don't see how anyone could believe what Stella Chernak said.
She's very convincing.
There's the trial.
Yeah, and there's still Stella Chernak.
Harrington?
Russ Gehring?
Yes. I'll come back later.
No, that's all right. I was just leaving.
Dr. Rossi wants me to give her some light therapy.
Is that good or bad?
You'll have to ask Dr. Rossi. It's just to help maintain normal circulation.
Do you ever get used to this place?
It took a while.
You know, I can't breathe right when I'm in a hospital. The antiseptic odor. It's as though I'm afraid to breathe too much of it. Talk too loud, walk too fast.
Yeah, I know. You know, the maniac who taught me my trade was a hard-nosed, muscle-bound fanatic named Uvodich. Otto Uvodich. Uvodich lived in a hospital. He never left, not even on Sundays. I could never do that.
There's something about hospitals.
Uvodich was the only man I ever knew who wasn't afraid of death. Or hospitals. Every time we argued, which was often, he never stopped to talk. He'd just go down to the gym, put on the gloves, and slug it out. I finally got so I could spend 4 or 5 rounds with him before he turned out the lights on me. You ever been knocked out?
No.
I think being in a coma is probably a lot like being knocked out. It's like being locked up in a dark well. Time stops. Your mind whispers things to you, but you're stuck. What's she like?
What do you mean?
All I know is a surface, a face. Am I embarrassing you?
No.
Then tell me about it.
Well, I just don't know where to begin. She loves words, ideas, the mystery of this whole nutty world. I don't know if you saw it or not, but she had one of her poems printed in the newspaper.
I saw it.
Well, she's like that. A human being is forced to choose. A monument is not.